Just a Golden Boy was pushing on better cards though.
Yeah.
Like that.
Welcome back to Guard Your Grill Boxing. Sleep. Big Mike. Train. I'm gonna bring y'all a quick recap because we failed to mention my man Steve USS Cunningham fought a couple weeks ago. We happened to be there.
Yes.
Like in the fifth row.
Yes.
You know, in the midst of a whole lot of drama. There was a lot of people from New Jersey in the building.
North Jersey.
There was like Philly people was going back and forth rooting for Steve. Steve pulled out a tough win that I think put him in a position.
A heroic effort.
And you know, I don't know if you want to go through the details of the fight for the fans who didn't see it.
Basically, he was down twice. What, in the fifth round? Down, and when he went down the second time, he went down twice. He went down the second time. I thought it was over.
Yeah.
Steve came up. He got back up. He did his thing. He boxed. He took his time. And he was able to eke out a victory at the end, and he even knocked Mansour down in the 12th round.
The 12th round after he hit the canvas, but Steve won the fight, fighting tall, using his jab and boxing and ripping to the body. When he slugged with him, he got himself in trouble. And I always said, in my humble opinion, I think Steve wins these fights by being a boxer. Not being a puncher, being a boxer, and sometimes being a boring boxer, not feeding into the fans.
But that's difficult to do in the heavyweight division. I mean, he's a heavyweight now.
You can go to Bernard route, you can go to Mike Tyson route. Bernard
respectfully, is not a heavyweight.
Yeah, but Bernard is still fighting at 49 years old by being a born fighter and winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of what people call born fighters, I call it the sweet science. And one of the best practitioners of the 21st century, Floyd Money Mayweather, puts his sweet science title on the line, May 3rd, Cinco de Mayo, Oscar's old date, against Marcos Maidana.
Man, who?
In case y'all wonder how we got here, Marcos Maidana beat the so-called predecessor to Floyd Mayweather, Adrian the Problem Boner. But Marcos Maidana solved the problem, which is beaten to the dead horse, by the way, that's saying.
Right.
But he's fighting Floyd Mayweather on May 3rd. I know my man Big Mike,
You know what? I gotta say,
let's just go in, Big Mike.
I like Floyd Mayweather. I do, and I think he's a good dude. I think he's probably one of the best fighters that ever was in the game. But I just don't like the 3-card Monty trick. I don't like it. I mean, I think Floyd.
Is a Big Mike.
I just think you gotta make the difficult fights, Floyd. You're a Porsche. We don't want to see a Porsche race a Chevy. Okay, it's not a fight. Okay, it's just like. You want to see a Porsche race another Porsche?
I'm saying, I mean, what if it's a souped-up Camaro, like the ones that be on like in the Fast and Furious? No, some of these dudes got some kits in the engines.
This is
a Civic with turbos.
You know what?
Yeah.
Floyd is like a sleek Porsche, and Maidana is more like a Chevy Hemi.
So you're not buying the overhand
What
race?
happens when you're at the stoplight and that young kid in
Shout out
that
to King
Civic,
Cousin Harold.
he starts, it sounds like a lawnmower. Right.
Don't
The
sleep.
car's never painted. It's halfway painted, and they just jump off. They do like 30 miles an hour when the car's making a lot of noise.
I don't have a problem with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd, you are the best. I know you're the best. I just want to see you fight the best. That's all. That's my only problem. And as a boxing fan,
What do you want him to do?
You just covered the Cold War.
I know. We
covered the
did
Cold
a whole
War, but you know
hour
what?
show on the war.
Somehow we got to make things happen.
We got to make this fight happen.
We got to make this fight happen.
So you still want to see the Pacquiao fight? But
I
he's
want to see
fighting.
it. You know
So
what?
let's just talk about Maidana. He got fans out there. We got to paint this picture. That's what we do on GYGB.
Man, respectfully.
Dude, he got a shot. Dude, he got a
Maidana
chance.
lost to Khan. I mean, why are we still talking about him? Please.
I didn't even like when Khan was in the conversation.
Yeah. You know what?
I like Khan better than Maidana.
I like the Khan better than Maidana. I'm going to tell you
I
why.
thought it was a better
Number one reason, Floyd's not going to knock Khan out. He's too risk averse.
I had him knocking Khan out.
All right, I don't have. When was the last person you knocked him out except for our team?
I don't base it on that. I base it on the style of the fight.
I mean, he could have knocked Khan out.
Khan gets hit in between
punch
punches, short
resistance.
punches.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Khan is a lot faster.
I just thought it was a better style.
I think it's a better style. I think it was a better style.
I agree. We'll agree there. While it lasts, it's a competitive fight.
I think most people probably told Floyd, man, this is more of a difficult style. He put the fight up. Hey,
so wait, are you saying
Maidana,
that he picked Maidana because this is more of a low risk, higher reward
Maidana,
situation?
Alvarez, it's all the same fighter.
I'm
It's the same fighter.
I don't think Floyd's ducking anybody. I think it's money.
It's not so much ducking.
Floyd's money is in the bank. It ain't even about money no more.
Look, please, I don't think.
He gets his money regardless.
Hey, look, listen, everybody. I'm not making an excuse for Floyd. I just don't think many of these fighters fear anybody.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
I never thought he feared Pacquiao. I think it has to do with how they're going to market the fight and build it. It's unfair. I don't agree with either one of those fights, Maidana or Khan. I think his best situation is the winner of Cotto Martinez. That fight makes sense.
Yeah.
So if he
or
gets,
if Lara beats Alvarez.
see, but now you asking a 140-pound fighter to fight these big guys. He beat.
No, Lara's 154 pound fighter.
I know, but you know that fight he already beat Alvarez. You don't have to fight.
No, I'm not talking about Alvarez. I'm saying if Lara beats Alvarez, he's a junior middleweight just like Martinez is. They the same size.
I wouldn't mind seeing Floyd versus Lara.
I would rather see that than him fight Cotto again.
True.
If we talking,
I like the whole. Cotto roughed him up. The winner of Martinez and Cotto.
3 rounds
that's true,
straight.
but I think it's the same outcome in that fight. I think Martinez gives. I just want to see a new wrinkle, but let's stick to the script at hand. He's fighting Maidana. You know, you can try to give him a shot.
12 rounds to 0.
I'm trying to.
12 rounds
he
to
got
0.
fans.
But I'm saying,
He has fans.
Floyd got what? Arguably 4 fights left. You do layups the whole 4 fights.
I mean, I don't think Maidana has a shot in hell to beat Floyd.
Maidana doesn't have a shot. It's the same fight as Canelo Alvarez. He gets out.
I actually think this is worse. He's soft in the mid. You know, remember Maidana's soft in the midsection.
It's going to be worse.
I think he'll get.
You know, I'm wrong. I'm hoping some
12 rounds to 0, and I'm going to say this because his foot's out the door. Floyd's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I agree.
I'm not being a Floyd apologist like a lot of you says, but his ability to think in the ring, I have never seen that. Now you can give Leonard's a little more aggressive. You put those fights together, things can happen. But I've never seen a fighter make the adjustments that Floyd makes on the fly, deep in rounds. His accuracy, the fact that I think he's better now than he was 4 years ago. Floyd is one of the greatest fighters ever. He's going to dominate this guy. Hopefully they can get a tough fight. But we got the Cold War situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but he talks about how Floyd acts in the ring. I think Floyd carefully calculates who he's going to fight, that he can do that respectfully, because the people who, you have trouble doing that against, he doesn't look as good as him.
He talked about Ray Leonard. I'm talking about Pernell Whitaker. Unless you can go dig their bones up, ain't nobody beating Floyd Mayweather. Sorry, y'all. Guards and Girl Boxing, Coltrane, Big Mike, Sleep. Dante want to get in this because he already know the outcome. That's all she wrote.
Can't trust it. You can't trust this game.
All right, y'all. Yo, good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Now, when like I said, it's a twofold. Now we're getting to the party where it hurts the most, which is the fate.
Right.
And it hurts in some regards. It actually
does
hurt fighters.
Because look at the Aram side of the point. What's Pacquiao going to do now? Who's he going to fight? Who's Tim Bradley going to fight now?
Right.
And I don't mean to criticize Tim Bradley or his wife, but I think he made a bad deal to sign 3 fights.
See, I kind of disagree with the whole. Big Mike has an opinion. I actually think Bradley's a genius because I look at Bradley as a guy who was fighting in hotel ballrooms, and I don't mean that as sarcasm. I mean literally. He was literally fighting in hotel ballrooms. But when he decided to sign with Top Rank, he got the golden goose, that $1 million ticket, and 2 fights with Pacquiao. How many people can say that?
I disagree. I think he already came up with his first fight with Pacquiao. That controversy alone pushed him up. So,
but if he didn't sign, but you don't know what type of pressure that was placed upon him to get the Pacquiao fight.
But listen, where does he go from here? That's my point. He has 3 fights. If he could have went and not fought Pacquiao and went over to the Golden Boy side, he could have had Danny, he would have Floyd, which is conceivably a $30 million payday.
He would have had Amir Khan.
He would have Amir Khan.
His options are a lot more viable.
He's boxed in now, and so is Manny.
Well, on paper, yes. And I hate keep going back. I know we move forward to the fan, but again, if you look at him,
this is something I said during the tail end of the discussion. I said this hurts the fighters as well.
It not
necessarily hurting the fans.
Let's do simple math real quick, right? So he fought Pacquiao 2 times, right? If he fought Danny, well, he made them. I don't think he would have made a fraction of the money.
He would have made $30 million with Floyd, easy.
So you saying? So you saying if
when will he ever see a $30 million payday? Is my point. And that's a Am I wrong? That's a good fight for the fans. Floyd versus Bradley. It's a good fight.
But
Bradley
you get there.
undefeated Bradley before Pacquiao.
That was you said would have been 30 million.
I don't think.
I don't think he's making. And then I'm gonna tell you why. How would he get the fight with Floyd?
But not Bradley.
Floyd fights on what day?
Bradley would get peanuts in that fight.
No, yes, I'm saying.
About 12 million.
What day do? Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. What day do Floyd fight on? What day? What holiday?
In September.
Okay.
Mexican
Independence Day. Unless Bradley got a little Mexican in his blood somewhere, that fight wasn't happening. Like Floyd only fights people that he feel that can draw some people to
Maidana?
Yeah, but Maidana got more of a fan base than Bradley does.
We already know that. You know, the thing about that situation is, I'll blame Showtime in this instance because Showtime's did a deal that was so front-loaded that Floyd got all that money. Basically,
but it was the three-part money trick. You put up Madonna and Khan.
I'm not defending Floyd. I'm not defending Floyd. What I'm saying is because of how the deal was structured, it kind of makes it so that we get shafted.
We are getting shafted
when Floyd picks what he wants to pick because the money's already in his pocket.
But back to the actual root of the discussion about company versus company, about Tim Bradley. I thought Tim Bradley. I think Tim Bradley's a genius. At first, I knocked.
You say his wife's a genius. His wife's
whoever. I'm just saying. Whoever that got him no back to back. I just don't think he would have got that opportunity. You got to look at opportunity.
He's an undefeated.
He met with Golden Boy before he met with Top Rank.
Let's add to this opportunity. This highlights an even deeper issue in boxing. So we're still talking about the Cold War. You're really big on this Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah, Adonis Stevenson and Kovalev.
Sergey Kovalev. We're on two different sides of the spectrum.
No doubt.
Right now, no. Well, Stevenson was on the Top Rank side,
right?
And he just signed a deal with Golden Boy because he thinks like the money's going to be better over there.
That's what I started.
He signed it without fighting Kovalev. Now. But in his defense, he feels like if he fights Kovalev, he's going to get pennies compared if he go over and fight B-Hop and some other people over on the Golden Boy side.
You can't overlook that.
But see, this is the problem with boxing.
But you can't overlook that part, though.
Kovalev and Adonis Stevenson should have happened.
No,
that should have been a fight.
I have a quick question for you guys. And you mentioned the holidays that Floyd fights on. This takes us back to some of our initial, when we opened up the show, talking about race relations and things like that. How much does race play a part in building up a fight?
It does.
And why?
Look at Cooney versus Holmes. I mean, that was one of the biggest fights in history. That was based on race.
Historically, boxing has been a very polarizing sport.
It is.
Because you've had fighters who represent ethnic background.
It's ethnicity based. No doubt about
it. That seems to be, or that fighters align themselves with ethnic groups that generate revenue. Ricky Hatton, when he was on the top of the 140 division and when he went to 47, he was bringing mad people to Vegas, and it could have been the power of the British pound.
More than Kawasaki, I would argue probably more than Lennox Lewis.
So,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, more than Lennox Lewis.
So let's 30 years ago, the biggest fights ever in the world, in the history of boxing, were two black fighters.
Right.
Well, how is that not possible in 2014?
But that was also heavyweight.
It was also welterweight.
He's talking about middleweight. And that's my Floyd argument. Those are the fights that need to happen. I mean,
but now that that demographic is not going to produce the same turnout nowadays. What happened with the nation?
I don't know. You know what? I think if a miracle came down and signed Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao tomorrow, I think it would be huge.
Well, I just think that, far as what Floyd did, you got to look at what Floyd did. So we always lose sight of this. What Floyd did was he went a route and tapped into, the social media, the hip hop, whatever you want to call that climate of people by running his mouth. He made people dislike him. He made the youth, the younger black kids love him by posting on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook every 5 minutes, and created a persona about himself. And it got him more, and he could fight too. But for him not to be a knockout artist, him being a black fighter, that's unheard of what he did, all from this. In his fight game too, because he didn't lose in the process.
Muhammad Ali did it too.
Yeah, but Muhammad Ali, it's a different, with Twitter and Instagram wasn't out 30, 40 years
Arguably,
ago.
Muhammad Ali did it.
Yeah, I put a post up today that Muhammad Ali started it.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand about it. People pay for Floyd Mayweather
to lose.
To see him lose.
So Roy Jones said years ago.
But here's the thing with boxing, though. Historically, you're going to root for your countryman. I don't care who you are.
It's just how it is.
It's always been like that in boxing, and you know, and as fans / journalists, I don't know if we're journalists quite yet, but we're trying to be as non-biased as possible. Even then, you know,
I don't like that
you know, people perceive that everything we pick is based on ethnicity and everything like that. Yeah. So, well, you can actually gender, because I feel like some fighters are real girly. We're not going to talk about who.
Right.
But
I agree with you. It's a lot of girls in boxing.
Yeah, you know, and the thing about it is that we don't pick based on a particular ethnic group. We try to go with the best fighter who we actually.
I was a Kawasaki diehard. You know what I'm saying?
So what changed in America where back in the day you could take 2 top black fighters, go over to Manila, go over to another country, and bring the whole world to another country to see 2 black fighters?
Interests.
And I think it was a different era, man.
It's a different time.
I think now,
civil rights was.
But I don't think I don't think so much it was a different era. I think that era captivated, that boxing era captivated the public.
It was more mainstream
but because now it's so business.
It's
so many shenanigans.
That's why we can't lose sight to the business.
Here's the other thing too that you guys are not looking at. Boxing, they had to compete with too many sports back then. Yeah. You got NBA's global. Football, aka soccer, is global. Yeah. You know, and you have bigger interests here in America. Baseball is bigger than, well, baseball has always been big. Football's always been big. Yeah. But to me, the elite global sport in the world back in the day was boxing.
But what channels did these programs come on too? Like, boxing came on Channel 6. On ABC, you could watch it on Saturday. It was more mainstream. It was more corporate driven. You know what I mean? But the politics that be kind of put a wedge in with the casual fan. But
well, let's go.
Floyd still is the #1 earner in boxing in all the sports.
And another thing is, for all of the hate that these older promoters like Top Rank and Don King were getting about how they're taking advantage of fighters, do you realize that when Floyd goes, Manny goes, there will not be any more boxers left on the level of box office draws that these guys have become, and since Top Rank, I don't think we've had any other entity create a boxer that's a global boxing draw like how Top Rank did. For all of the Golden Boy profit.
So you're saying Canelo Alvarez doesn't have the star power?
Does he have the potential to generate 1 million pay-per-view buys in the future?
Me personally, I think the jury is still out on Alvarez, like far as his stardom goes. I don't know. I didn't see this Pacquiao and Floyd situation coming. So I just think you don't never really know how these things are going to pan out. But right now, no. To answer your question, so I don't see.
Okay, so we know that Bob Arum's energy is not the same as it used to be with finding new boxers, nurturing them, building them up, and creating these established megastars. The onus is on Golden Boy to do that.
Right.
Are they doing that with their business model? I don't think they are.
Well, they tried. To their credit, they tried. You know, they tried with Danny Garcia. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously Danny is not the draw yet that they thought he was going to be. I mean, the jury's still out on him as well. And the Canelo factor, there are two horses, Canelo and Danny Garcia. So we kind of gotta wait to see how everything.
Card, I think Wilder is going to.
Wilder.
Yes, for the heavyweight.
Yeah, Big Mike's passionate about this heavyweight.
Yeah, now, I think he has the possibility to really do something for Golden Boy.
He needs some dance partners, though. Big Mike.
That's right. He needs some dance partners. He needs some people to turn. But you know, he beat Mike Tyson's records, consecutive knockouts.
And it's crazy. Nobody cares.
Nobody really cares.
But what I'm saying is the business model is not conducive to creating megastars. You know, because like they're more so caught up with preserving the value of these fighters, and we were talking about it. They're overvaluing these fighters. Yeah, the valuation of what a boxer could really earn for a fight.
I call it the ESPN era.
Is inflated because of the controlling factors behind the promoters, aka the Al Heyman factor. Right.
That's a huge.
So his leverage, he'll go into a network and get more money than that fighter's worth. Right. So what's happening is instead of having 2 competitive fighters fight for a more acceptable purse, you getting fighter A who's signed to you, fighting for a bigger lion's share of the purse, and not fighting equally as talented or gifted fighter. Right. So you're not creating these fighters who are moving up the ranks.
Like you're saying, like Adrian Broner fighting a Paulie Malignaggi and skipping 140. And
he has some real talent out there, but then you can't put it together. Just like Brigandow on the Arum side, and then Lomachenko.
I like this question. I want to hear what people got to say out there.
So long story short, Golden Boy is doing more of a business thing, best for their entity, versus more so the fans.
It's not about boxing with HBO.
Bob Arum, he has a few cards left in the deck to play, and we're the fans. We feeling kind of
the fans
used
get the prize in
abused.
the end because you got two stables doing in-house productions in the end.
Exactly.
You know, so we'll see how it all plays out. So as far as Pacquiao and Floyd goes,
so
don't hold your breath is all I'm gonna say.
You know what I'm really liking? I'm liking the fact that you guys are passionate as fans and have taken the time to comment and send in letters. You know what?
Saying they were disappointed. That means a lot.
We want that. We want you guys to keep doing that and keep this boxing thing alive by being as passionate as you guys have been, because that's the only way, you know, people will hear about it, that the fans want these fights, as opposed to, you know, us getting what they think we want.
Hey, the Wu-Tang new single was the worst song I ever heard in the history of rap.
Did the fans pick that?
So everybody has a bad day.
What did the fans say? Did the fans pick that?
I don't know.
They didn't call for that, did they?
They didn't call it.
No.
All right.
So,
Take us out. Take us home.
Big Mike, Train, Docs, Sleep. I like them sneakers you got there, boy.
I like those sneakers.
Oh, really?
You stuck to my brand new white Air Jordans that I just bought. The words, excuse me.
And ROD, who's not here. So shout out to all of y'all out there that's still repping and supporting the brand.